together to support each other, to help each other get through, answer each other's questions. There's always somebody in the organization who will be able to help you when you do have a question about something. Who are the new people here that are here for the first time today? Just raise your hand. You don't have to stand up. Great. Yay. Welcome. Yay! As you saw by the agenda, our morning meeting will be presentations and questions with ADE, and then in the afternoon, the user groups will get together. So whichever software you use, you'll have a designated room to go to. Take note and make friends with the people in that room this afternoon, because they will be able to help you trade business cards. When you have a question, give them a call, and if they can't answer it, they'll find somebody who can answer it for you. Two last things. Melissa has 2 tickets for tonight's ASU baseball game against OSU, Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State's 3rd in the nation.
They're 3rd in the nation right now.
If anybody would like these tickets, that we're going to keep them up here at the front. Let us know. It's short notice. Like I told Melissa, jeepers, if I didn't already have plans for something to do tonight, I would go as well. So if you want the tickets, we'll have them up here at the front.
Fair warning, I have 2. So I'll be there.
Oh, Melissa will be there.
So if you're not, yeah, right. So if you don't want to
talk your ears off, that's all.
I'm not real quiet during the game either. I get a little vocal, so fairly warned.
With my leaving, Heidi Gray is from Lake Havasu is the vice president, and Heidi is going to take over as president for the rest of the year. We will then have an election at the next meeting in April 24th, is that right? We would have to have an election anyway because it's been 3 years and we have to have an election every 3 years. So we have our standard board positions, president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. We have people on the board who represent the finance side, people who represent each of the major softwares that are used in student information. So it's on the website. There's a link on the website to the bylaws. Please take a look at them, and if you are interested in being a board member, please email Heidi and let her know so that we can have a slate of people to vote for at the next meeting. So without further ado, Heidi Gray is here to conduct our meeting for us.
Don't right now. I need to talk just a minute about loss. I mean, first it was Brian Williams. Then it was John Stewart. Now it's Nancy McFarland. I'm really not sure that I can handle all of this. But thank you, Nancy. What I want to tell you is that when I retire, which is going to be as close to yesterday as I can possibly accomplish, I will remember the fun parts of my job, and you have provided me with quite a few fun moments. And we have something for you. Thank you, thank you. Sure. It's more time I don't have to talk.
What else would it be, sports fans? What a baseball.
It's a baseball.
Baseball season's going to be tough this year. They traded Parra, they traded Prado, they traded Montero, they traded Wade Miley. I have nobody to root for on the Diamondbacks. I did practically the same thing, so.
But now you have a heavy object to throw. Exactly.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Okay, and now Annette is going to come and tell us a little bit about our elections.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Really happy to see you all here today. I'm Annette Moreno. I'm the Director of Budget and Finance for Pendergast Elementary School District, and I'm also one of 3 of the finance representatives on the board. So I'm here today to just tell you a little bit about the election process. The board met and we decided to have a nomination committee. And on that committee, myself, and Lynn Easton, and Susan Parks, are on that committee. And our job is to compile a list of nominations for the board positions, and then present it to the board and also to the membership as a ballot. So you all get to vote. And that process will be electronic, just as we did on the t-shirts, if you remember. It was kind of like a survey, so it will be one that you will have to log on to the ASCUS website and cast your vote. That will be held in April, and so we're very excited to have that as an electronic process this time. Okay, so now the process begins with nominations. Nominations can be sent to me. There is a flyer on the table. I put my email address on the flyer. And I will give it to you now. It's amoreno@pesd92.org. And if you are interested in any position on the board, please email me your interest, your contact information. You can nominate yourself. And we also ask that if you have a special person that you work with or you think would be a great leader for this organization, you can nominate someone else too, okay? But they do have to accept, so have a conversation with them. Have a conversation with them. And we will also have a conversation with them. The nomination committee will reach out to them and just make sure that they really are able to accept the position and be part of the ballot. Okay? I'm going to just tell you just briefly a little bit about each position. You know that we have a president, and they are the primary spokesperson for the organization. They run the business, they make sure that we have our quarterly meetings, that the agendas are prepared, and that we continue on with this, support organization. And they also arrange for the elections. We have a vice president who acts as the president in the absence of the president. So just as what has occurred recently, Heidi has taken on the president's role. Then we have a secretary who is responsible really for all the written communication, making sure that the website's up to date, that all the communication about the organization is posted promptly, it gets sent out to the membership. They maintain the membership list and just really do all the communications for the organization. They take the minutes of our board meetings and so forth, so just anything about communication. The treasurer, of course, will maintain the banking and all financial transactions and any financial reports that are required. So that's a very important role. And we have the finance and the student representatives. We have 3 of each. And we really try to have a good representation of all vendor software. And so that's why we have 3 seats each. So if you're at all interested, if you feel like you have a good relationship with your software vendor, you can participate. This would be a good opportunity to be more involved with ASCUS and to help others, just, as our mission, just really support other users and just be that liaison with the vendors, okay? And they also would attend any forums. There have been some forums with ADE, so that would be also a very important role of those people. And all the positions in the board, we really work closely together in developing the whole program, our meetings. So it's not like one person is really in charge of the meeting. We all work together. We come together and collaborate and develop these meetings for all of you. So it's not a whole lot of time. I would say that I was on board 3 years ago, and it really hasn't been a whole lot of time on my part, but it's been a very rewarding experience for me. So I hope that any of you interested would just put your name in or put your friend's name in, and we'll move forward. So looking forward to everybody's participation in the election process. And I'm going to turn it over to... Oh, yes. very important. All nominations must be into me by April 1st. Okay, we're going to develop the ballot after April 1st, and then we'll have elections probably mid-April, and then that way it will be presented at the April 24th meeting.
Is it important that you look good in purple?
You do not need to look good
Okay,
in purple.
just checking.
Okay, are there any questions about the election process? Okay, you can certainly come and see me today, pick up a flyer. Certainly email me if you have any questions. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Annette. Item of business, if anyone's willing to help Melissa record the meeting, trade off with her, please go see her.
Please.
Secondly, if we're all going to get through this, my acting term as president, it has to be kind of like an interactive experience. So if I'm not doing something right, just shout it out, raise your hand, go do this, go do that. And following that, I'd like to introduce Mark Masterson, who's going to give us an IT update.
So, good morning. Good morning. So there's probably a big elephant in the room. And all I can tell you is I'm like you. I work for the Department of Education, and my job is to help you guys. Anything goes on above me, I can't manage. I can manage below me. I can't manage above me. And it's awkward, but it's a fact that I have to live with. But I do appreciate what a crowd. Again, you guys like to come out here. I know it's not because of me, it's probably because of an election. Your guys' election, right? Changes. So I got 30 minutes, and I promise to be off the stage and turn this over to real people, because what I just want to talk about is updating where we are. And we are making a lot of progress. Let's see if I can move this forward. I gotta learn how to use the tool. There we go. So, what I really like, and I like to talk about, is you guys are starting to rate me better than I used to be rated. Okay? And that's important to me. What did I just say? Who am I here for? You guys. You know, I got to deal with the noise above me, but it's you guys that I'm here for, and that's what I look at. I look at it, am I doing my job by moving that bar upwards? You know, getting, for IT, any IT organization to get positive results is very hard. Because IT is what? The utility. As long as it's working, we're okay. When it's not working, you suck, and they remember all that. They don't remember the 9 months that it worked perfectly and the 10 minutes that you were down. They didn't remember. But I'm a customer. When my electricity goes off on Father's Day a couple of years ago, and it was down for about 17 hours, what did I think? Man, this is the pit. It was hot. But, you know, it worked 364 days of the year. Didn't think about that. Thank you for taking the time to fill out the survey. And please do give us feedback. I do read your feedback, and I try to fix what I can. Some things I can't fix. As much change as I'm inserting into this world, I'm sure there's going to be some dissatisfaction. But what I'm really after is that third one. All right, is service. That's what I emphasize to my team. We are here to say serve. And all over my building there's these signs of Mountain Dew cans, because I drink a lot of it. But on it says, I can do it, D-E-W. And why do I say I can do it? Because you don't want to say no. How many times do you hate when somebody tells you no? And I know sometimes you have to say no, but what you do is try to convince the customer what they're asking for is not, and let them say no. You don't say no. You let the customer say no. Or you give them another alternative. Because sometimes customers ask you for things that are impossible. But if you put a wall up instead of giving them options, what do? Turn them off. So that's what I'm really looking for. And I'm working very focused on my service desk. You're going to see some changes. Which is the first place you call when something's wrong. I want them to be able to be very responsive to your needs and quickly escalate you to the correct place to fix your problem. And that's very important as we do what we're doing, rolling out an statewide SIS, rolling out all the things that we're rolling out. You want somebody to answer the phone. You want somebody to serve you. And that's what I really want, and I'm looking forward to it. So, obviously, in the way that Arizona does our points is we go by top box. And we deduct all the bottom box. So if anybody rated me as, sucky, you take that off the very first box. That's how we do it. So that, it emphasizes that we want to push people up. Not that you're trying to get everybody to say, hey, you rock. Because, it's hard. I mean, there's different situations for everything. So thank you for that. So what I wanted to do is give you a quick overview of what school finance looks like. You're going to get more and more of this, but I want you to be able to understand all this stuff we've done, because this year's a major change for you all. All right? Let's clearly state that my boss and the legislature said there will be no workaround on July 1st. You're either hooked up and running, or there's a challenge. And they said if you don't have if you have a deadline, and I have vendors that think that, like all states, the deadline just keeps moving. This one's not. Our deadline is the deadline. So on July 1st, your submission will be through the Ed5 REST API version 2.1. And we're trying to make sure that's lined in the sand and everybody on our vendor side knows what 2.1 really is. And I've got some issues I'm working on. But we're working with every of the vendors. We're working hard with all the vendors. I know that I have a statewide SIS with EduPoint, but I cannot afford to have Pearson, Infinite Campus, or anybody else not make this, because I can't have 150 districts transfer to a state SIS in a year. It'd be a failure. So that is not what I want. We offer a statewide SIS for another benefit, for those districts that want to lower their costs, but it's going to be on a timeline that I can manage, because I don't want to fail. Nor do I want to fail with you, nor do I want to fail with your district, or your parents, or your teachers. That's a major change, to change in SIS. So I'm working hard with your vendors. So don't think that I'm just throwing this out there and saying, hey, this is it, and we're not caring. We do. I call the CEOs of the companies. I'm a little frustrated with some of the vendors, but they're probably frustrated with me, because we're drawing a line in the sand in the state of Arizona. And there's a bunch of states that are going to follow us. Everything that we're doing is going to other states. We're the first to really do this. And what it is standardized data in. So your data comes into a pile, let's call it a box of LEA data. Guess what you guys get to do? You get to validate it. And we've released your validation reports. Now here's another big deal you got to know about. ADE Connect is not an option. We've been trying to get you guys to involve yourself with ADE Connect, but districts have been slow to that. I'm going to talk more about that through this thing. ADE Connect is not an option. That's where you're going to get your reports. So all your reports from, say, verification reports initially, integrity reports, whatever we call aggregation, all those reports will be there. They've been designed by you for you. Rose, I saw around here. There she is. So she's worked with focus groups and built started these, and we're building these by you for you. So it's very important that you get there. How many in this room are entity administrators? Okay, I'm going to talk about them specifically. If you don't know who they are, you should know who they are. Some small districts, I'm sure the entity administrator is everything. I've got all of the above. So this report we're going to keep published for you, so we'll have it on our website so you can know where we're at. Green means under development. Yellow means we're in the requirements phase to make sure the requirements, and we're working hard on requirements. My challenge is, I've got a couple people in our finance department that's got all this stuff in their head. You know, SACE was written without a whole lot of documentation, so the business rules, I've got to get them out of a couple people. When you only have a couple people and they have a job to do, it makes it difficult. So I'm working very hard with Lyle and the finance team to keep his, he's still got to do his job, he's got to pay you, and run a finance department. At the same time, we have to get the requirements in order to make sure that this pipeline works. So if you've released Ed 5 version 1 and you're using it in Tyler and Synergy, we're working with a couple partners that are testing it. We don't want everybody to test it. We want a couple big ones to test it, and then we'll involve more. But our objective is that every district be able to see what their data is going to look like by July 1st. So that they know that, and there's a difference. Why? Because different human beings made the rules. The last time IT made all the rules for SACE, or I don't know who they collaborated, but IT doesn't make rules. This belongs to the legislature, this belongs to the people that way they don't blame us for the rules. However, there's going to be a difference. You know, it's probably fractions, but it'll be different, and you should know what they are. The major difference is how this is the only way we can get data. So there's 8 school districts that don't have an SIS. We're buying you one. We're going to implement it. After that, you're going to pay for it every year. The hard part's getting you up and running. We're going to do that. So 8 districts are going to get that. Then there's 5 districts called School Logic. Anybody here in School Logic? Nobody. School Logic's pulling out of the state. So I got to get those 5 districts. They either got to pick Tyler or they got to pick, right now, Synergy. I'm not going to tell them that they have to pick EduPoint. That's my job. Is, like I told you, I'm not in the business of being a monopoly. I'm in the business of trying to help you get paid. That's all I really want to do, lower your costs. So it comes into this. Our new engine here is built by Enrolls. It is going to be a lot faster, and we've tested it with millions of transactions. So all your data, once you validated it, it'll run through integrity, and you get immediate results. So if you submit the data today, my goal would be that you get the results today. I'll know more as we test, right? Because if I have, there won't be any more copy databases that we do now with the stupid stuff we do, just to make it work. Then it automatically goes into our SD agency data store, and on a specified time, and there'll be reports of what's in there. So you can always do a balance sheet on what your SIS. The bottom line is, and I've said this many times, I'm going to pay you what's in your SIS. I'm not going to question what's in your SIS. Whatever's in your SIS, you're going to get paid. So if you don't have the correct attributes, like they're not ESS coded or they're not, the different codes that you need to apply in your particular SIS, probably you're not going to get accurately paid. So it's very important that you teach your districts that they have to make sure that they get this right. But we're going to give you reports. I mean, in the past, it took 6 months to get a report. So, God, I understand why hard it is. But every day, if you use the report every day, and you can see what data entry, there's going to be data entries, errors. Because you've got humans out there. We don't have barcodes and students. We don't have RFID chips that you can scan them. So you have secretaries or people that are inputting data, and they're doing the best they can. I understand that. But you check your data, and that's what we want to get you in the practice of. And if you did 10 transactions every day, that's easy to check. 10. That those were 10 looked good to me. And maybe you have the schools check them themselves because they're the one that entered it. But as long as your data is good, your work should be cutting back in the SACE kind of work is my objective, right? You shouldn't have to be doing this all the time. Spending 6, 7 people just checking data. That's my objective. Okay. Last time I checked, I'm not perfect. So we need a lot of communication, and I appreciate this forum. Because when we cut this over, I'm sure there's going to be something. Because I have never done any IT, where it's never been nothing. I don't care what you do, it's going to be something. The more we communicate with each other, the faster I can do it. What do I know? The first day that really counts for districts is 100 Day. Right? For districts. That's, I mean, really, that's really good. But if you guys have got people using dashboards, they're going to want the data right all the time. Charter schools, well, we're going to have to really make sure we're on it because they get paid first quarter, budget and quarter. We can always work around. I've got worst case plans going, but our objective is that we're not accepting data from any other source, so we got to work through the issues. I'll put extra people in the call center. I'll make sure we document the issues as they come in, and let's just hope a miracle happens and the sun rises. And maybe it's just a couple little things. The more we test between now and July 1st, the better it is for you. We're not doing a big bang. Remember, I didn't change all of school finance. I'm changing student first this year. Next year will be APOR and CHAR. And that's a big deal, as you know, because that's the real payment agent. But really, what gets paid off of it? Students. Whatever your student is, it's just an automatic check cut, boom, and you're done. Yeah, we're going to work the 915. We're going to figure out what that means. How do we do it? But we're ultimately hoping that 915 goes away. You know, we got still a few past years we got to deal with. And we do know the limiting module has got some issues. It's built like it was designed. It's built like it was supposed to be. But that doesn't mean it works the way you guys do business today. And we know that. I'm trying to build reports for Lyle right now in order for him to validate how much the issue is and how do we work with your LEAs to do that. But the question is, do I rewrite limiting now to fix it or get to the new one? And to me, the answer is get to the new one. Don't waste money where I don't have it. You know, fix limiting now would be stupid. I'm going to build it anyway. Let's build the new limiting and test that. And meanwhile, how do we make it right for you, right? How do we square up at the end of this? Lyle is very concerned about that, so his objective is to make sure that and he's also like is Lyle in here? No, he'll probably be later. But he's probably sitting in front of somebody doing requirements. But he is passionate about you. Every time I hear him talk, it's always about what is important is about you. So any questions about this? But keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on these. As you see blue, it's good. So our objective is to keep you informed. And as many times as you want me to talk somewhere, I'm excited to come because the more we talk together, the chances are that we'll be safe. Okay, so I've been on the phone with, obviously Tyler has finished release 2. And there won't be a release 3 this year. There ain't no more releases. This is gonna be it. We're gonna freeze once we get through this. Multiple vendors are working. All these vendors, except for School Logic, who's said they're moving out. They've got 5 districts and not very big, but it still affects those 5 districts. Everybody else is trying. How successful they're going to be, I don't know. That depends on you pushing them. Infinite Campus in Pearson, you're their customer, I'm not. Okay? But this is on our website. We're going to try, and we changed it, as you say. We got release 1 and we got release 2. Obviously, Infinite Campus has told us that they're going to be release 1 by March 1st, and then release 2. I think they've had a big meeting with Infinite Campus customers sometime in April. Okay, what does that do to you? Limit your test window. You know, I'm not